In 2022, the Philippine Statistics Authority, the central statistical agency responsible for primary data collection of the country, reported that nearly 20 million Filipinos live below the poverty line, which amounts to a monthly income of 12,030 pesos, or roughly $216 for a family of five. With steadily increasing prices in daily commodities, the public is turning to maximize and avail all accessible basic public services to minimize their expenses. These services include transportation, healthcare, and education. With various laws establishing education as a basic right for Filipinos, are the government's efforts enough to meet the demands in the sector? Are these efforts truly encompassing the studentry, especially those from the lower income families? Hola! ¿Cómo están? I'm Canna Sofia de la Rosa of Bulacan State University, Philippines, presenting the preliminary findings of the study entitled Dreamers' Diaries, Lived Experiences of Economically Disadvantaged Students. As stated in Article 14, Section 1 of the 1987 Philippine Constitution, the state is mandated to ensure universal access to quality education for all its citizens. Among the existing student financial assistance programs or STFAPs provided by the government, such as the National Student Loan Program, approved in 2017 is the Universal Access to Quality Tertiary Education, or the UAQTE Act, that provides free higher education to Filipino students pursuing bachelor's, certificate, or any equivalent undergraduate degrees at state and local universities and colleges and state-run technical vocational institutions. Like other higher education institutions, Bulacan State University, or BULSU, is a recipient of the Free Higher Education Law. In turn, a lot of students, especially those coming from poor households, are aspiring to avail the privilege. But SUCs and LUCs can only admit students strictly within their optimal capacities and available resources, which means that applicants must go through a rigorous admission process to enjoy the benefits of the UAQTE Act. However, different studies conducted by the Philippine Institute for Development Studies, or PIDS, show that students from higher income families tend to benefit more from the state's student financial assistance programs. Moreover, an article by the University of California even noted that income disparities in academic achievement begin in early life and persist into an individual's childhood and later on its adulthood years. As a result, low-income individuals tend to have lower educational attainment, leading to an achievement gap with their wealthier peers. This cycle of socioeconomic disadvantage repeats and transcends generations. Hence, this study seeks to instigate a significant change in Bulacan State University, urging our evaluation of its existing programs and services to better recognize and address the financial struggles of its students. This paper seeks to find answers to the following questions. 1. How may the economically disadvantaged student's financial situation be described in terms of A. Financial assistance received, and B. Household income? Number 2. What are the effects of the financial hardships on the lives of the students in terms of A. Access to learning materials and facilities, and B. Social interactions? Number 3. What are the different coping mechanisms of these disadvantaged students? And lastly, what university conditions necessitate intervention to support economically disadvantaged students? As for the methodology, the study utilized qualitative methods to explore the non-numerical data gathered and understood from the lived experiences of economically disadvantaged students at Bulacan State University main campus. Semi-structured interviews were used to delve into their perspectives and to understand their experiences. Purposive and snowball sampling methods were employed to select the participants. This sampling method was used since direct access to the target population is difficult, and it enabled the researchers to connect with the intended demographic. As of writing, the researchers were only able to interview 4 students from different courses enrolled in Bulacan State University main campus for the academic year 2023 to 2024. The interviews were conducted during February 2024 in unfrequented areas of the university's e-library. Informed consent was used to ensure that ethical standards were maintained. Once all the data were collected, the researchers used thematic analysis to identify and interpret the patterns in the data. These methods involve the process of analyzing large chunks of text and grouping them into themes or categories. After conducting the interviews, the researchers found seven major themes based on the participants' responses, namely financial independence, financial support, social interactions inside the university, practice of minimizing food expenses, perceived lapses of BOSU, accessible facilities provided by BOSU, and recommended interventions. Half of the respondents stated that they are supported by their parents or families, while the latter half lives independently. It is also worth noting that all respondents stated that they belong to households with monthly income less than 9,520 pesos or roughly 170 US dollars. Most respondents receive financial assistance, one of which from BOSU's Gender and Development Center's financial assistance, while the other two receive aid from their respective local governments. One out of four respondents affirmed that the university was able to support them financially, while the other three asserted that they perceived the university to be lacking. Based on the preliminary findings of the study, it revealed that economically disadvantaged students enrolled at Bulacan State University main campus for the academic year 2023 to 2024 grapple with various formidable hurdles, including securing daily needs, managing school-related expenses, and navigating the application processes for financial aid. Implementing effective programs and services is crucial to address their struggles, such as the implementation of an active profiling database, improved information dissemination, monthly mental health checkups per college, and a targeted financial assistance program. Therefore, the researchers recommend 1. Establishing a profiling database that includes each student's circumstances, and 2. The researchers urge the university to implement targeted programs and services for economically disadvantaged students in Bulacan State University. For the references, please see the following slides on your screen. Thank you for listening to this presentation and for your kind attention. Mil gracias.